Hi there, YouTube. Hi. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you are all doing good. Hopefully not bad. No bad allowed here. No bad. Anyway, today we will be watching. Also, there goes my tail again. I should have zoomed out, yes. So my tail doesn't get cut out. Anyway, today we are watching video by Max0r. Pirate Yakuza review, the first game without object permanence. I'm interested in this video by Max0r. After all, it's Max0r. And I did saw one review of Pirate Yakuza before. It was by Freakazoid. It was interesting to say the least. But yeah, I want to see Max0r's take on it. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. But then, let me put down my tail and get into it. But this is a really interesting first frame to start up on. Like, a dude in a diaper? Okay. A Patriarch Gondavara.
Hello, everybody.
Hey there,
Make
Max0r.
good videos here. I promise this time. Let me ask you
okay.
a personal question. What do you think a video game is? Usually, a video game is something that takes place in a setting and has internal logic which specifies where things are based on the things around them. That
Yeah, and also it's, you know, fantasy stuff usually, but this is getting out of hand already.
when you do actions, these things called events will happen that
Color grading in this part of the game is so absolutely insanely bad.
will be related to other events.
Yeah.
This is known in game
Maybe try
design
to
as the
keep
principle of object permanence.
Yeah.
When you fail to see this principle used,
Hello.
you will complain. You will call the game a nonsensical slop trough or
Yeah,
other
I
such
guess
true insults, for you are like a
What the
babe,
fuck?
crying out for succor in the night. But for those of us with refined tastes in our video entertainment,
what?
growing up
What was it? Majima?
in the
What?
night. But for those of us with refined tastes
Like, I could stop everything because it's so quick. Majima has been lobotomized in an attempt to make this game slightly normal. Majima? Majima? He's crazy fucker.
our video entertainment, growing up is learning to ascend beyond the need for anything to make actual sense. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, in Hawaii,
Okay.
Ryuga Gotoku, Jesus Christ, even the title can't figure out what this is a
Okay.
game that feels like it was made in an alternate dimension, where geography, tone, time, culture,
Time,
language,
dimension.
relative
What?
lethality, and graphical fidelity itself all
This is
exist
video
independently
game,
of
okay.
each other and also themselves.
Wait, what? I scream in agony, for I know not the depths of my pain. It is so extensive.
To the extent that even the most basic of inquiries, such as, why am I currently watching a jab of a chopped unk
Okay.
washing himself in the shower for 90 minutes,
What the fuck?
is a question that I am incapable of answering
Max has taken 3 months to make a video like he is and about to move back to section 8.
at this time, and where the only thing preventing a mechanic from being
nice.
added to this game is whether or not a random developer thinks it is kind of funny. So on the off
Okay.
chance that you are hoping to get any actual information about this game, I have some very bad news for you.
What do you mean by
Which
that?
of course I will be delivering as soon as I am done playing baseball,
Okay, the count balls.
so I can unlock the Angry Birds soundtrack.
What? Yo, this should find out. Both Angry Birds, Magma Riders, Angry Birds Evolution, Pirate of the Caribbean. Angry Birds, Angry Birds, Angry Birds. What the fuck? I wanna take you home. The God of Pirates theme, Song of Departure. Why is it so many Angry Birds?
That is not a fucking joke. This game technically
Okay.
takes place in Hawaii, in the same way that it is technically made by human beings. This is coincidentally
Oh my God,
the
he's not-
actual state that I was born and raised in.
Oh,
And
he's not-
despite the seemingly accurate modeling of the literal island that I lived on for 17 years,
Oh.
playing Pirate Yakuza has never made me feel further away from my homeland. It is very disturbing in a way
What
that
the-
I cannot describe to walk through a Gary's Mod graphical rendering that is kind of like a building.
It sounds like... It sounds like I'm making this up, but I feel like I have seen this exact parking area before. It doesn't remind me of anything as of yet.
You have been in before, only to walk out onto the beachfront that you have kind of been to before, and watch as the hotel that you have kind of seen before is bombarded by a crew of period-accurate Caribbean pirates from the 17th century, at which point I jumped onto my 17th century pirate ship, fired my pink lasers at
What the
them,
fuck?
and boarded with my crew comprised of 20 homeless dudes, random animals, and every furry I could find a discount for on the slave trade.
Sheepman Junior crew. And you remember watching a video about this game from Freakazoid, but he didn't mention it's this crazy.
Chicken Man is my strongest soldier, and I purchased him after doing 3 hours of gambling and hallucination karaoke. Yakuza is just a special fucking game.
Yeah, I love you. What the fuck was that? What? Okay. What the hell is going on? Oh yeah, it's Yakuza. Pirates in Hawaii.
The problems with this game, or the solutions, depending on how Japanese you are, begin from the very start of the game, where we find ourselves in the shoes of Goro Majima, a canonically 60-year-old man primarily known for ambushing his senpai in random manhole covers and trash cans, recovering from his midlife crisis by proceeding to steal an entire pirate ship and becoming a better father figure to a child than his actual dad. At which point, Majima decided to introduce the child to the concept of a brothel and gambling because I said a better father figure.
Of course. You're forgetting how Blackjack works at 2 a.m. I would hate.
Not a good one. In order to facilitate our reckless marauding of international Labubu sales, we have to first earn ourselves a lot of money and hire a lot of homeless guys. Much like real life, Pirate Yakuza revolves almost entirely around the need to make more money. Mainly by upgrading our ship with a myriad of customizable options, most of which are fundamentally insane. So to actually make our money, we need to beat up a lot of people for their $12,000 pocket watches and do a lot of gambling.
Makes sense.
Never mind, I hate this fucking game and I'm going to kill myself. This is all done within the game's two primary cities, beginning with the pirate haven of Madlantis, a seedy, chaotic, and leisurely location where every single woman character model is a prostitute, and the average time between street fights stretches into the 10-second mark. This is the part of the game where it becomes evident that there is literally no plan for what the gameplay should actually be. Bouncing seemingly at random between baseball with cannons, blackjack with hookers, claw machines with Samoa Joe, he's also the king of the Pirate Kingdom, as well as an entire naval coliseum featuring high-stakes, high-sea battles with crews of sumo wrestlers, escaped convicts, the BDSM squad, and just actual robots. But if I were to try and describe the main mechanical madness of Madlantis, I would tell you that this game is primarily supposed to be a beat-em-up, not that you would figure that out for yourself. Frequently pitting the player against absolute industrial quantities of random goons inside the world's least insane Waffle House. And to do so, we have to properly utilize the combos and finishers spread between two distinct fighting styles. As a mad dog, we engage in a series of fast movements, knife attacks, and the ability to clone myself because, this game does not have enough units on screen.
Imagine.
And as a hot dog, and as a
Hot
sea
dog.
dog, we watch as the creators of this game just kind of give up on having themes, allowing us to access a powerful arsenal of swords, guns, grapple hooks, and the malevolent influence of 4 dark gods, notably including the dark god of killing everyone and ripping their skin off, as well as the dark god.
I'm sorry, what the hell was that chimpanzee?
Notably including the dark god. Of killing everyone and ripping their skin.
Why is it so big? Why is it so big? That's what she said.
As well as the dark god of summoning a tornado and instantly kidnapping the entire screen. But for those who are properly concerned about violence in movies and sex on TV, you will be pleased to know that our protagonist does not canonically kill anyone in this game, just giving them horrific injuries and lifelong disabilities that definitely make them wish he did. So no matter how gratuitously violent everything on screen seems to be, just know that Majima is definitely an upstanding moral paragon whose only goal in life is to
snap his neck. He's still alive. My name is Morjori, and my only goal in life is to provide secure employment for wards as extended population of clowns.
For the world's extant clown population. Gain full opportunities on the SS Hello Kitty Island adventure. Include such tasks as powering the rocket engines that we use to drift around enemies, manning the cannons, of which this game story apparently is, as well as participating in a bout of hilarious high sea brawls, ranging from small scurvy scuffles all the way up to battling and boarding the entire population of an actual carnival cruise. Needless to say, we are going to need a lot of hands. on this deck. Which of course brings our ship to the second major location of this game, where we
Hawaii.
will focus on recruiting our mighty crew in the island metropolis of Honolulu. Featuring such recognizable travel destinations as the Waikiki beachfront, the Ala Moana shopping center, but they can't actually call it that, so it's named the Anaconda shopping center, even though there are no snakes in the state, and the streets where I used to run into moving vehicles for insurance fraud. Also, there's my favorite restaurant, the Gamer Sup store, found in Description Street of the YouTube video neighborhood, where they sell wonderful energy drinks with code Max0r for 40 cents per serving.
Oh, nice.
It is the only affordable drink in the entirety of this goddamn city. Now, while this virtual rendition is surprisingly accurate to the real Hawaii, I do have to point out that the amount of random street fights is slightly exaggerated from real life. As in reality, warfare would be considered kapu around this point due to the prominence of the fertility god Lono, whereas the amount of random homeless people that you will encounter on the street is not exaggerated nearly enough. But what really broke my immersion and destroyed my entire experience was the idea that I could walk into any restaurant and not actually buy any rice. Fun fact, one time they opened a Buffalo Wild Wings in Ala Moana, and they received literally non-stop complaints about the menu until they finally gave in and started serving the public rice. Much, of course, like the real state of Hawaii, Majima's crew is extremely diverse and made of many backgrounds, because Hawaiians are very tolerant of all races and nationalities, so long as that nationality is not Micronesian. And if you get a Hawaiian to actually say anything about Micronesia, they will sound like the Mustache Man.
What is Micronesia? I have no idea what that is. What country is that?
So naturally, in order to secure a variety of people, and also maybe non-people, we have to do an extreme variety of completely disparate activities, taking up the vast majority of my entire playthrough. Sometimes recruiting people is easy, such as with the random homeless guy that I found on the street and recruited by giving him a single beer, or the swimsuit model who seemingly stands around waiting for a single person to score 100 in darts, while others are unnaturally complicated and absolutely not worth doing unless it is for the bit. Like the quest where you can recruit the famous Japanese streamer K-san, notable for having videos that I cannot show you.
They are not naked, but censoring it just makes it worse, so I had to put a gigantic fucking box here, otherwise it would look like something that is definitely not. But it's great that K-san is in that.
By walking around town and waving at people to make friends on the social media site Aloha Links for the next hour of your stupid chud life. Not beating anyone up, not gambling my life savings away, just fucking waving at people on the street a minimum of 90 times. As you can probably tell by this point, there are many places in Waikiki to spend our time and money, and most of them are fun. Like attending the entire vocational school where Majima apparently attempts his fucking HVAC certification or something.
So if I Chad tries to fix his own shit and you hit him with that VHC stare, Majima is now brain dead.
By entering into a series of difficult tests on such useful subjects as fashionista, alcohol expertise, Japanese underworld studies, and Sega proficiency, while other activities like Mahjong require the player to memorize a phone book and hallucinate themselves into actually winning, because I'm...
Sorry, I would enjoy Mahjong. 100% though. Would I do great? Who knows? Maybe I would, because I like Mahjong. I used to play with friends Mahjong. I used to play Mahjong Souls with them. I need to call them again to play some Mahjong Souls.
Convinced that Mahjong is a made-up game designed to make white people commit suicide. But if Mahjong and vocational school aren't your style of unusual gameplay mechanics, there is no need to worry. For Pirate Yakuza has a unique career opportunity where you get to play as a National Geographic cameraman, recording and documenting in full HD the extremely rare crotches of random jack perverts on the street. At which point, we unlock enough activity points to buy the perverts for my ship and place them into close proximity to the female cast. Needless to say, there are quite a few things to do in this game, and absolutely none of them come even close to the sheer joy and rapture that I felt when I first played Crazy Delivery, did 10 backflips, destroyed every car in a 2-mile radius, and delivered to someone a $2,000 pizza. It's not delivery, it's vehicular manslaughter. However, the most impactful thing that we can do as a captain is not merely hiring a crew of employees, but instead bonding with them and forming friendships that I will soon come to to regret. Because the real treasure on this pirate adventure is the friendships that we have made along the way.
Of course.
To this end, Pirate Yakuza has a great variety of interesting side quests to directly engage with members of our crew, usually in the most mentally deranged way possible. Such as in the quest where I taught a bronze statue performer to tolerate getting beat up by children and encouraging others to do the same. Or the side quest where Majima assists the traveling circus on their mission to abuse exotic animals. Most of the time, these are pretty short, you know. You see a man, he is collecting trash, you collect trash, and as a result, you get trash. And other times, they are incredibly long, varied, and extremely impactful to the morale of my ship in a way that mere description is not able to properly convey. But in the interests of making this video kind of funny, I will do my best to recall the bizarre story of Max0r the Chopped Unk, who has recently come into a bout of depression because he is obsessed with Japanese high society women. So of course the natural response to such a conundrum is to track down and engage in 6 separate stalking quests where Majima attempts to recruit all of the women who, contrary to popular belief, are different, to a bizarrely filmed live-action Japanese rendition of The Bachelor, where every single woman is after the heart of the most chopped unk you have ever seen in your entire life. Along the way, Majima will learn that women are not merely pretty objects to yearn from the internet, like you may assume, but entire human beings with interests and actual sentient emotion. He will go go-karting with them. He will go cosplaying with them. He will do a live stream with them.
What the fuck, a live stream? Imagine it's just a VTuber model.
Creating a mass casualty event for the world's largest population of online simps, he will buy 8 copies of their adult magazines and then give those magazines to his shipmates. And he will have an intimate conversation with them about self-acceptance regarding eroticism.
Okay. Generally, I had to stare at this scene like this for the first time I saw it.
And convincing them to demystify sex work. Also, one of them just fucking kills people using an actual sniper rifle. After which point, we are treated to a genuine, and this is not a bit, 30 minutes of watching our chopped unk fumble every single bag in increasingly insane and unhinged ways. And if something like this ever happened to me, you would not see any more videos after this one. The point I am trying to get across here is that Pirate Yakuza needs to be seen in order to be believed. If I did have visual proof of the things in this video, you would not believe that any of this was real, let alone being inside of the exact same game.
I'm already not
after you found your crew of maniacs, after you've seen them fight on the battlefield, after you built and customized the perfect ship, and seen all of these elements finally click together, there is no other game that will have this much chaos make so much sense in retrospect. Is it weird? Yes. Is it good? Definitely yes. You need to experience a Yakuza game at least once in your lifetime, and that is non-negotiable.
I did play Yakuza 0 for a little bit. Yakuza 3 Remake Backlash blows up against an actor guilty of stars in...
Okay, maybe it is a little negotiable. Thank you to all the people supporting me on my Patreon. I am going to try to make the next video kind of short, and I hope that all of you have a very nice day pirating this video game.
Wait, what was the last joke?
That all of you have a very nice day pirating this video game.
Pirating this video game, oh boy. But there is just one guy, of course. I will have to mute it, stop it, because I don't trust that there's... Is there anything after? No. I will stop it here. And do it like this. I will stop it here because I don't trust the copyright system. I already got one copyright just for the song at the end of the video. But yeah, pretty insane stuff. Like, I did know a little bit that it's insane because of, you know, previous video. But now after watching Max0r's video, it's even more insane. Oh boy. Definitely should play it one day. Sure, I may one day play it. After all, I one day want to start Yakuza. Starting by Yakuza 0. I did play a little bit of it, but I don't remember any of it. But it could be fun on the stream. Anyway, thank you for watching this reaction. And yeah, if you like, consider liking, subscribing, pressing notification button so you can get notified when I upload anything or start a random YouTube stream, because I try to double stream on Twitch. Well, I also stream on Twitch, but I try to dual stream on Twitch and YouTube. And, you know, consider commenting. If you didn't like the video, you can, you know, classically dislike, tell me I'm stinky. But yeah, I see you at different interaction. Bye-bye. Bye.